You're not speaking with him, so you don't know what he means by that, do you?
I've spoken to that in my testimony.
That's not my question. Simply say yes or no. You don't know what that means.
Oh, yeah.
I listened very carefully, Mr. Davies, to your opening statement, and the hallmark from my perspective is the desire to restore public confidence and trust. It's no small wonder, it's going to be a large feat to accomplish, but it's no small wonder you state that, because after 9 years of Justin Trudeau and his government, one of the most ethically challenged and corrupt governments this country has ever seen, millions of Canadians are skeptical when they hear senior civil servants uttering words that trust us. We're going to restore confidence in the program. We're going to restore the oversight that should have been there in the first place. This arm's length corporation, SDTC, was responsible for essentially doling out free money to the tune of almost $393 million to companies that were conflicted. It's no small wonder that the Assistant Deputy Minister of ISED uttered the phrase, "It was free money." This is almost a sponsorship scandal level kind of giveaway. Public confidence is shattered with the ability of this government to distribute taxpayer monies in a prudent and ethical manner. So if I understand you correctly, the current SDTC organization is under the umbrella of NRC, correct?
Mr. Chair, it is not.
It is not.
No.
They are with IRAP?
Mr. Chair, the SDTC still exists as a foundation. It has an interim board. Its employees are still employees of the foundation.
Right.
They're not part of the NRC.
Okay. So who's supervising? Who's providing that daily supervision and monitoring of granting monies to these startup green companies? Who is doing that?
Mr. Chair, I believe Paul Booth was here on a previous testimony. He's one of the interim board members, I believe the chair. So the interim board is supervising as the board of SDTC the activities.
So we have one chair and we have two directors doing all the supervision.
So
is that correct?
As I understand, sir, Mr. Chair, there are three interim board members and then the management of SDTC.
Okay.
That run the organization at this time.
All right. So they are providing the oversight on behalf of the federal government. Is that correct?
And Mr. Chair, there's also, as I understand it, there's a contribution agreement.
I understand that.
Between the department
so
and the
NRC is not providing any oversight.
Once we have taken on responsibility for the program.
At the moment, NRC is not providing oversight, correct?
Mr. Chair, I would say that's accurate, yes.
And IRAP is not providing oversight.
We'll be involved once the transition's taken place.
Okay. Well, according to the minister in his statement on June 4th, 2024, he talks about essentially the NRC providing a level of oversight. The actions were rooted in our commitment to transparency, accountability, upholding the highest standards of integrity, says the minister. As Government of Canada organization, the NRC is subject to rigorous and stringent oversight of its personnel and finances. This structure will help rebuild public trust while increasing accountability, transparency, and integrity. So he's actually misled Canadians in believing that you're providing that extra layer of transparency and accountability, which is the furthest from the truth. That's not happening right now. You're going to move towards that in 2026, but money is being channeled right now by one board chair and 3 board members and the current SDTC organization, because no one was fired. The existing board of SDTC either resigned in shame or resigned after public pressure. The current board chair found guilty of 2 ethical violations by the ethics commissioner. All of the directors resigned in shame. So what confidence can Canadians have moving forward that between now and 2024 and 2026, when the new corporation takes over, that there's any accountability, any transparency. How are Canadians supposed to feel confidence, sir, after hearing my exchange with you right now? What confidence can you give them?
So, Mr. Chair, just a clarification that the transfer that will be undertaken will be done within this year. And we would hope if we can do that earlier, we will do so. The second is prior testimony has been given here from the department and SDTC, the interim board member who was here, that spoke about the process they're undertaking, and they've accepted the Auditor General's findings, and actually they're reviewing all the files with that in mind. And that interim board was put in place, I think, obviously because of the importance of public trust and the need to establish leadership at SDTC right now to do that work, and to do that work before it's transferred to the NRC in the coming year. So certainly also that transfer will take place hopefully in the fourth quarter of this fiscal year, and we're endeavoring to make that happen. But in the interim, obviously, the testimony that's been provided here before by the department and the interim board has talked about them accepting those recommendations and taking that fully into account in the review they're doing right now.
Thank you.
So I'll leave them to speak to
Thank you.
they're operating.
Just a reminder, gang, smash the like, hit subscribe. We work really hard at this stuff. Let's get back to the video.
Mr. Brock, back to you for 5 minutes, please.
I want to return to Minister Champagne's announcement to Canadians in June of this year, giving the impression that the NRC would provide that oversight sooner than later. But what we learn now is NRC is not going to provide any oversight until the end of Q4, March 31st of 2025. In the interim, it's literally the same old SDTC, just under perhaps a different chair and 3 different directors. Same employees, nothing has changed. Funding has started. TAP started to run again in June. So it begs the question, type of oversight that is being exemplified by this government. According to the press release, he indicates that his department, ISED, will enhance oversight and monitoring of funding during the transition period. So, how often is Minister Champagne involved in discussions with the NRC, giving them updates about his observations and supervision of funding? How often are you meeting with him?
Mr. Chair, the NRC, myself, and our employees are not meeting directly with the minister on the topic. We would work with the Department of ISED, and of course we've mentioned also that we're working with SDTC interim board and employees.
Sorry, you as the president are not communicating directly with the minister?
On this topic, actively involved on the transition. We're working with all the officials and the individuals that have
The question is, are you
job.
talking to the minister?
I haven't spoken to the minister on the
Okay.
file.
Is the minister talking to anyone else at the NRC, to your knowledge?
Mr. Chair, I wouldn't be aware of any contact directly from the minister to other members of my team in terms of this file. No, certainly not.
So you can't even tell Canadians at this point what it means when he says his department will be enhancing oversight and monitoring of funding during the transition period. You can't speak to that because you're not speaking to the minister.
So, Mr. Chair, the Deputy Minister of the Department has appeared here and spoke to what measures they're undertaking.
It's not my
So
question.
It's for the department to give an account on their
Sir,
work.
it's my time.
Apologies.
Thank you. You are not able to educate Canadians as to what the minister meant by saying he's going to provide enhanced oversight and monitoring of funding. You're not speaking with him, so you don't know what he means by that, do you?
Mr. Chair, as far as what we'll do to run this program when it's transferred to us, I've spoken to that in my testimony.
That's not my question. Simply say yes or no. You don't know what that means. During this transition period, you're not communicating with the minister. You don't know what enhanced monitoring means, do you?
Mr. Chair, the responsibility for the files that SDTC has now rests with the foundation. It has a new board.
Not you. So you can't answer that question.
Well, Mr. Chair,
Okay.
the board
He also
is,
talked about a reinforced contribution agreement with ISED. We know that the existing contribution agreements were extremely violated to the tune of $390 million going to companies that were simply ineligible or were conflicted. So what is the reinforced contribution agreement?
Mr. Chair, just that would be a question to be addressed to ISED,
Right.
who has responsibility for the contribution
Right.
agreement, not with us.
Right.
which
So
we do not.
Canadians are no more the wiser after hearing this testimony today as to what changes Minister Champagne has introduced for over the next 10 months until SDTC comes under your review and ambit at the end of Q4. I guess we're supposed to say, listen to the government. We'll just trust the government that they're going to do best. They're going to learn from their mistakes, and they're going to ensure that they're going to be proper economic stewards of our taxpayer funds. It's a just trust me type of response. You're not in communication with him. Canadians are no longer confident as to how he's complying with reviewing everything that's being funded in the green tech energy sector. We have no idea, do we?
Mr. Chair, I believe at the time this was raised, not sure exactly the date, but funding was suspended. And then a new board has been put in place, and that changes everything at the foundation
Okay, sir.
about who directs
The
it.
other question that
And then we're
Canadians
working
have
on
in
the
mind
transition.
is how are we going to recover that $393 million that was improperly transferred? What do you say to Canadians? What is the process that the government has shared with you as to how we're going to recoup that money?
Mr. Chair, the question of recovery was discussed in a previous testimony. I believe questions were asked of the Deputy Minister, other witnesses that have been here. Those questions are best asked to the department.
To your knowledge, has it started? Has the recovery process started?
Mr. Chair, the NRC isn't involved with the current files of SDTC. I'm not in no position to answer the member's question, sorry.
Well, presumably you're going to be answering these questions at the end of Q4. So you're not talking about it now as to what steps the government is taking to recover taxpayer funds?
So, Mr. Chair, what we anticipate is the files that will be transferred to us will be ones that are in good standing that we can carry forward and continue to administer the agreements that are transferred to us and the relationship with those clients. That's how the process has been structured. So questions as to recovery and so on would be, of course, best addressed to other parties.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone has an opinion about Canadian federal politics. My name's Aaron. This is Canadian Looney. We're going to wrap it up. If you've enjoyed this video, please leave a comment below. Check out this playlist. Check out this video. Thank you all so much for watching. Smash the like, hit subscribe. Aaron at Canadian Looney. Ciao for now. We'll catch you in the next one. Thanks again for watching. We're out.